Hi folks. Recently, the President of these here United States, President Trump, signed a bill, legislation passed by both houses of Congress in support of the people in Hong Kong who were standing up to commie tyranny and the brutality of the gangster police. Now, when he signed this legislation, it infuriated the commies in Beijing, Red China. Now wait a minute. He's in the middle of very tense negotiations with the Chinese in reference to trade. That's very important to President Trump. He's a capitalist, God bless him, and he wants to see the best business aspects with this trade deal for the United States. By him signing this legislation, it infuriates the Chinese. And how is that going to have an impact upon these trade negotiations? Will it have a negative impact? So why did President Trump sign this? This legislation, once into law, is totally in the sphere of the executive branch. There are different aspects of it that are conditional upon enactment of it, and the conditions is to be determined by various parts of the executive branch. In other words, it doesn't automatically go into effect to say that, wait a minute, you can be 16 years old and vote. No, nothing like that. It's at the discretion of the executive. Why did he sign it? He did not have to sign it because I think within 10 days of it passing, it would have automatically become law. And he could have said to the Chinese, hey, I didn't sign it. It was legislation passed by Congress and it automatically becomes law. The Chinese said, well, you could have vetoed it, and you could veto it. But both houses of Congress would have overridden the veto. Thus, once again, having his hands clean of this legislation. So rather than it to go into effect without a signature, without a veto being overridden, he signed it. Out of the three possibilities of that legislation, that was the one that would infuriate the commies the most, of him signing it. So why did he do that? Jeopardizing trade negotiations. You want to know why? The brilliance of the people in Hong Kong. The brilliance of those people standing up to commie tyranny. They didn't just stand up and defend themselves against the brutality of the thug commie police. They waved the American flag. Many American flags. Many demonstrations. So what does that have to do with anything? President Trump is a capitalist, we thought, first and foremost. But you know what comes equally as close to him? Patriotism. The flag of these here United States of America. President Trump is around the same age as I am, and we both grew up in New York City. Every day we went to school, elementary school, you stood up, you put your hand over your heart, and you recited the Pledge d'Allégeance, a pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States. We sung the national anthem, which is too our national banner, the flag. Every subway car and public transit bus in the city of New York has an American flag, a big one, on both sides. Many office buildings up and down Fifth Avenue, Broadway, Madison Avenue have the flag flying from flagpoles hanging from their buildings. If you grew up in New York, you grew up with that flag all over. And I'm sure throughout the United States also. President Trump has a deep reverence for that flag. He has a resort in Mar-a-Lago, Florida. He puts up a huge flagpole with a huge American flag. And the city says to him, no, you're violating our ordinance. You cannot have a flag that big. What are you, stupid? And not the wabaka? So he takes him to court. How dare you tell me I cannot fly the flag of these United States and it has to be a certain size? So the people of Hong Kong, by you demonstrating with American flags, you caught his attention. You didn't just get his attention and his brain, you caught his heart. That's one of the major reasons he signed that he signed that bill when he could have just let it go and it would have been enacted into legislation anyway. So the commies are threatening retaliation. Why, we'll show you people in America, you butting into our internal affairs, we're going to retaliate. To which I have to say, really? As we say in Japan, Majikayo! What are you going to do, China? Withhold your faulty products from this country? Withhold the products which you stole intellectual property from? Or are you going to withhold all the poison food, both for humans and dogs? You're going to keep the poison food to yourself? Hey, the vast majority of Americans would love to see less Chinese-made products in this country. So by you retaliating, you're doing us a favor. And to the people of Hong Kong, once again, I gotta hand it to you. We'll see you. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the nation. You happen to be in dear God, please be with those good, decent people in Hong Kong who certainly know how to get their message across. See you.
Ha 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 ha!